What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe Notice off DFS here to bring you that WNBA slate breakdown for the early 3-game slate we got today. We are no longer just in the WNBA season. It is week 0 of college football as well. So our huge prize pools that we were getting and everything, they're gone, man. They're gone. And it's going to get even worse once NFL gets back as well. The contest selection size is going to dip down drastically for the WNBA. Just it is what it is. But hey, we still gonna break it down. We still got some money to be made, and we gonna do it. If you guys new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any of the content your boy drops off here on the channel, and drop a like on this video if this video or my other videos of content help you guys win some money. For today, I will not have a DFS breakdown article today. Primarily gonna put as much good stuff into this video right here. It's Saturday, got stuff to do with the fam and everything. I'm recording this early in the morning just so I can be able to get something out for you guys. All right. As always, if you guys are looking for the breakdowns, stuff like that, it is over on the Patreon. That is where I post all my stuff at. Yesterday, breakdown was not bad at all. I mean, shoot, Caleb McBride, bounce back spot after a 1 of 8 stinker. Fever have been torched by scoring guards like Plum and others. Man, what did she go out there and do last night? She went out there 4 of 8, 10 for 19, 29, 2, 6, 2. Had a great day. And she wasn't even really the star of the show. Jessica Shepard. Only if fee sits, otherwise 2 prices for likely bench roll, which was true. Only playing if fee sits. And what did she went out there and had a trip? How the hell does a team on the back end of a back-to-back go out there and get a triple-double? And get the dub. Triple-double and the dub. Not only just her, but Alyssa Thomas last night. Of course, we know AT got in here. But Jessica Shepard, a 22-point triple-double? Crazy, man. I can only imagine, and I would love to have seen someone make a ticket of Jessica Shepard triple double, Alyssa Thomas triple double, links to win. Of course, the Phoenix Mercury, I want to say they were already favored to win. The Phoenix Mercury to win, like what that ticket would have been, payout, all that good stuff, because that would have been crazy right there. Now, I did get some comments yesterday that someone said they might have took down second in the contest, waiting to see, like, you know, what was it? I definitely want to see it. Hopefully, you definitely did cash out. That'll be what's up. I would love to see that, so definitely let me know down in the comment section. But with all that being said, we got a slate to break down, and luckily we got some news yesterday. So we're going to ask you, she's a game time decision with her foot. I imagine that she's probably going to be out since they put it out yesterday, and it wouldn't surprise me considering that, you know, they're trying to get players back healthy and everything and whatnot. And Iris Ibley's still out dealing with the knee, I believe. Stewie, she's still out as well. Isabel Harrison, I can't even remember why the hell she's out anymore. But definitely going to be some uses to go around if Sabrina's going to be out over there for the Atlanta Dream. They're still without Jordan Canada. Las Vegas Fakers, Parker Tyus, who says she's coming back for the playoffs, which I would not play you if you were coming back for the playoffs. Like, no. Washington Mystics are still going to be without JC Sheldon. Connecticut Sun, no news for them. And then last but not least, the Chicago Sky, no news really for them. They just got Angel Reese and Ariel Atkins as game time decisions, like what they've been pretty much all season. All right, New York Liberty taking on Atlanta. Of course, we got to dive right into it. We got to figure it out. So Sabrina Ionescu, if she's going to be out, more than likely we'll see, and we've seen it before. You know, they'll start Kennedy Burke, they'll start Rebecca Gardner. I mean, MJ's even gotten starts before as well. It doesn't matter. Whoever actually gets a start is not going to be a bad play. Definitely some value, but the boost that Cloud will actually get for possibly some more assists. I know Emma Mieseman, her playmaking duties and stuff like that, which if you watch it, Cloud does bring the ball up the court, but typically she was handing off all the time to Emma. Emma is like the focal hub right now, and they are playing a lot through her. That's why we've been seeing pretty consistent assist numbers for her, because she is a playmaking big. I would imagine that we would see that bump up a little bit, and honestly, when you're looking at it, the pricing for it, I actually like it. The upside is definitely going to be there for Emma Mieseman going up against Atlanta. While if they have Naz Hillman out there as the one trying to defend her, that is a smaller big that you're going to have. Definitely someone that she will be able to tower over, and she should hopefully not forget how to play basketball like what she did going up against Angel Reese. Still 29.75 fantasy points was respectable, but I do see this as a decent spot for her to be able to go out here and have a good day. We have seen some power forwards that have size actually be able to go out here and have some success going up against a smaller Naz Hillman, like Alana Smith. She went out there, she played really well. 30 fantasy points out there for her. NECA, she had 48. And Alyssa Thomas, I'm pretty sure that BG had got ejected in that game where AT went off for that 41, but AT is, of course, her own different beast. And that's very similar to what Emma Mieseman is in regards to the triple-double upside that she can actually bring to the court. I do like her 9,200. That gets you off of the Jonquil Jones at 10-6. And JJ is in a really great spot herself as well. We've seen it that centers, Brown and Jones just being sitting there at the center spot. I don't know what's going on right there, but Opposing centers, they've been cooking. Jessica Shepard herself, she had 43. Asia had just dropped 66 on them. Ezzy 28, Cardosa 38. So they've been leaking some pretty great fantasy points to opposing centers, opposing bigs. Period. JJ 10-6 would be the pivot off of Emma Meesman that you could definitely make. Definitely for GPPs. Everyone is going to get a boost with Sabrina more than likely going to sit. Natasha Cloud, we will have to consider her and definitely look in her direction for the fact of the more uses and possibly some more shot attempts, depending on which guard they slide into the starting lineup. We have been seeing some pretty big minutes for Burks anyway. Burks was typically logging some good game logs. Even if Sabrina was to miss, she was already playing over 15 minutes. She was pretty much, she's a tweener. She is a big guard. She plays, of course, that small forward position, and they have gone small ball with her as well. So I would imagine it probably will be Kennedy Burks getting the start. And it wouldn't be a bad start for her either, considering that they've already played Atlanta, 3 times on the season, and she has put up 19, 19, and 6 fantasy points. All of those, of course, off of the bench. So definitely some upside right there for Kennedy Burks getting that start. All right, so I went back, looked it up real quick. Last time that Sabrina missed, because she did miss one game this season, that was going up against Seattle back all the way in June or July on the 22nd. I think this is June. But looking at it, Marina Johannes actually got the start. The weird, funky thing is that Jonquil Jones was also missing as well. So we had 2 of the main starters out there. They rolled out the lineup of Natasha Cloud, Marina Johannes, Rebecca Gardner, Nayara Sabali, and Brianna Stewart. Of course, we know everything has shifted and changed in regards to New York, but Marina Johannes or Rebecca Gardner, either one of those guys, I could see either one of them getting to play. Again, if Johannes starts, we know that she's a bucket. She's a certified and bona fide bucket. The matchup is not a bad one already, DVP-wise for Sabrina Ionescu, and I did like it for her. I didn't mind it at all, especially just because of the shooting upside that she has. And going up against the Atlanta Dream already on the season, Sabrina had popped off versus them for 57 fantasy points already. So that's why I definitely did like the upside and position and spot. And granted, of course, the price is priced up there. Like, who's going to play 12K for Sabrina, you know? So, but whoever gets to start definitely will be value if it's going to be any of these value guards on here. Johannes, Rebecca, if hopefully they don't start Rebecca Gardner because she's a very poor fantasy point per minute player. I would rather be Johannes or Kennedy Burks. Either one of those guys would be really great value. And then, of course, Emma Meesman, she just gets a boost to me from the playmaking duties. And you can definitely look and settle on Natasha Cloud as a potential play as well. Going over to the flip side, on the Atlanta side of things, last time they decided to shake it up, they messed with us and they changed the starting lineup again. So they started Tina Pow Pow. Pow Pow got the start. It was Pow Pow, Gray, Ryan Howard, now Selman Brown Jones. Depending on what they actually roll out is going to dictate how we can actually truly attack this team. I would imagine that they might roll out the same thing. They might. Pow, not bad at all at the guard spot. She actually has flourished as a rookie throughout the season, showing that she can do a little bit more besides just go out there and just score, knock down some threes. She is playmaking a little bit, playing some pretty good defense and all that good stuff. If they do start Pow Pow again, 5,700, not a bad price tag. She's not going to kill you out there going up against New York. She had one game where she had 24 fantasy points in 15 minutes. Her other game, she didn't even log double-digit minutes. So completely different Pow Pow since it wasn't early in the season. Definitely has some upside and whatnot. So someone that you can take a swing on. I will say, of course, our normal 2 that we go to over here, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, both of them 10-5, 10-4, separated by only 100. You can guess. Alicia Gray, she's the more consistent one that we always go to and things of that nature. 29, 39, 30 fantasy points in 3 games that she has played going up against them on the season. I definitely wouldn't mind getting to her coming off of 46.5 fantasy point outing versus the Minnesota Lynx. Looking at it, opposing 2 guards going up against them. They haven't played pretty bad at all. Ariel Atkins, 38.75 fantasy points out here. Kayla McBride really didn't do anything the last couple of times that they were playing going up against New York out there. But Kelsey Plum, 40.25 fantasy points. Arike, 27 fantasy points. Definitely some paths for Alicia Gray to go out there and just do what she normally does. Of course, the rebounding, the scoring, pretty consistent in regards to that, and a assist or 2. Ryan Howard, definitely to me, would be the GPP pivot between the 2. She's only played in 2 out of the 3 games that they've played going up against New York on the season. And in the first game, she had 46 fantasy points in that one back in June. Definitely, you're more of a swing. You're more of your GPP option, of course. Between the 2, I can settle on either or. Both of them to me would honestly be a swing. Depending on who they have out there at the guard spot, definitely be some upside. Ryan, of course, she's much bigger, but she should be dealing with Leona Phoebus defense fee, but she's definitely has the size to be able to pester and bother Ryan. So I would have to kind of lean more towards Alicia Gray, especially if you're getting one of the bench guards off the bench to deal with. So I do like the upside for her right there. Centers, bigs going up against New York. It has been working. We just saw Camila Cardoso come off of a 54 fantasy point outing. I'm not going to say Brianna Jones is Camila Cardoso, but it's the best we got. She is still, of course, splitting those minutes with Brittany Griner off the bench. So the upside is kind of capped. Not even kind of, it is capped, period. 8,500, the price is finally coming down. Definitely a GPP option. I wouldn't mind taking a swing on Brittany Griner again. Griner going up against New York on the season. She hasn't played bad at all. Definitely, of course, she could bang, big body, be able to actually match up pretty well with Jonquel Jones. So I don't mind it. And I do actually think Naz Hillman, the price is starting to come down. I have just an interest GPP wise, especially if she's going to actually take some shots. We have seen it. Emma Meesman is great in all her own right, but I'm going to read off a couple of the last power forwards, at least the ones that are slotted as power forwards going up against her. Angel Reese, 40. Alana Smith, 28.75. Alana Smith, 34.25. Derek Hamby, 44 fantasy points. Alana Smith again, 44.75. So a couple of the power forwards, at least those that have a decent usage, have actually been able to have decent fantasy point outings. 7,600, right in that middle range where if you land on it, she's not going to kill you. Definitely has room for some upside because we have got some pretty big games from her throughout the season. And if this is the weak spot to be able to attack New York, I definitely think that she can go out there and give us a boost. Now, if they shake up the starting lineup and they put Bree Jones back to that 4 spot and they actually start Brittany Griner, then definitely, of course, Brianna Jones, she gets the boost over Naz Hillman and BG. I would rather play Brianna Jones just because it is showing me that power forwards are the better position spot for us to be able to go ahead and attack. I'm going up against her. And if Angel Reese in 29 minutes can go out there and drop 40 fantasy points, feed Bree. Just feed her. Feed her down there, man. Feed her. Las Vegas Fakers taking on the Washington Mystics. And the Washington Mystics, they're spiraling. They're spiraling. I don't know if they're actually trying to lose games on purpose, if they are not trying to make the playoffs this season, because right now they're slotted pretty well in regards to the standings. When I pull them up and look at them over here, the 8 seed is the Golden State Valkyries. Washington was up there. If they continue to lose games, they definitely will be eliminated. Right now, you got the Sparks on the outside looking in as well. So these are some pretty important games going for the Washington Mystics to end the season if they are trying to actually make the playoffs. Interesting right there. And the fact that New York has fallen all the way down to 5th. They were 2nd. They were right there behind the Minnesota Lynx. The Aces have jumped up to 3rd. And after the crappy start and everything that the Aces have had, that's crazy. To even see that switch, that flop, that is. All right, Las Vegas Aces, looking at them. A'ja Wilson, I don't have to talk to you about A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson is now 13-8 though. 13-8. That is crazy. But opposing centers going up against Shakira Austin, not Shakira Austin, Stephanie Dolson, whoever they want to throw out there. They've been able to eat. This MVP version of A'ja Wilson, I will take it all day, every day, and twice on a Sunday. Decent total actually in this game, 161 total, pretty much tied right there with New York Liberty for 161 as well. Tina Charles came off of back-to-back 30 fantasy point outings going up against them. Aaliyah Boston, 32 fantasy points. Camila Cardoso, 37. Brianna Jones, 33. A couple of no-name centers that we really got to focus on played in between there going up against the Washington Mystics. This is A'ja Wilson that we're talking about going up against them already on the season. She's had 41 and 48 fantasy points versus them, dropping some pretty great rebounding numbers and scoring numbers versus them. 13-8. I mean, she has the highest ceiling on the slate, of course. If you can justify to yourself, hey, I'm not going to play A'ja Wilson, go right ahead. I'm not going to tell you not to. But if you do fade her, like I always say, you're going to be looking at playing someone else like these guards, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray. Those are going to be the ones that you're going to want to pivot to if you are not going to play A'ja. Versus the Washington Mystics on the season, Jackie, she's been kind of on a little steep downhill, 42, 30, and 23 fantasy points. Definitely small forwards. Well, not small forwards. Shooting guards going up against them have actually played pretty well on the season when I look at the numbers. LaCann, she's more of a tweener between the point guard and the shooting guard, which is the same thing as Jackie Young. She had 26 fantasy points. Kelsey Plum, 45 fantasy points. Tiffany Hayes, 27 fantasy points. So upside can definitely be there, especially for someone that will have the ball in the hand as well. I definitely do like it if you are pivoting and you're trying not to play A'ja Wilson. Chelsea Gray, of course, like I said, looks like she's back in her bag. She's definitely, of course, facilitating again. She's going out there actually scoring, raining down the threes, and she's played really well versus Washington on the season. 27, 33, and 33 fantasy points. Opposing one guards have actually been fairly decent. Veronica Burton popped off for a 52.75 fantasy point outing versus them, which is huge. right there. Granted, it was on the back of a 30-point scoring night, so don't expect that high of a fantasy point outing from Chelsea Gray, but definitely makes for a GPP pivot and option. Everyone else over here, Jewel Lloyd riding the pine off the bench, 7K. If you rather play her over Nas Hellman, of course, go ahead. Melissa Smith, I just see no reason for me to even play her. I haven't. Kirsten Bell, lightning in the bottle. You can hope that it's going to strike again, but I don't want to even go there. Dana Evans, though, off the bench. We know that she's playing some pretty decent minutes off the bench, and she's actually played decent going up against the Washington Mystics on the season. Whenever I looked at the numbers in the games versus them, she was playing 20 minutes, 19 minutes, and 22 minutes. So she saw at least 20 minutes in all three of those games with 12 fantasy points, 22 fantasy points, and 17 fantasy points. So as the season is going on, she's actually had some better games versus them. I don't mind her at all. Definitely makes for a good value option if you are trying to fit in Asia Wilson on a slate that is kind of strapped for value, where the only value we might get is from this New York game right there. Outside of that, not really looking at anything else. Unless you think this game could be a blowout. Well, even if you do think it could be a blowout, then definitely Dana Evans would be in play. And of course, Nye would be someone else you could look towards as well. On the flip side of things over here for the Washington Mystics, I will be honest, I don't know what is going on for the fact that they lost back-to-back games versus the Connecticut Sun. The conspiracy person in me tells me that, hey, they're going to come out here and they're going to win this game going up against the Aces. I mean, that's just how funny and how crazy betting, especially in the WNBA, can be, that they're going to come out here and win this game. Shakira Austin sitting at 99. I really do not want to play Shakira Austin, and it's not just because of who she is. It's actually the matchup. If you look at it, since Asia has been at the center spot and on this MVP run that she's been giving us over the last several games, opposing centers have been able to do jack shit going up against her. They really truly have not. Shoot, Natasha Mack, Brianna Jones, both of them sub 20-point fantasy point outings. The only person, when I looked at everything, that has actually played decent versus her was Jonko Jones, and she only had 30 fantasy points. Shakira Austin isn't no Jonko Jones. She's definitely a tier below her, especially when it comes down to her scoring and what she can do out there. And her minutes are currently still limited. She has not played over 20 minutes. Well, she played 21 in one game. She hasn't played over 20 minutes in any game yet since she's came back from that 3-game absence. I don't want to risk it right there. Definitely would rather just play Emma Meesman, who is what, 700 cheaper. That just makes more sense to me right there. Of course, all the usage, everything over here for this team, it is between the top 3 plays that we see right here: Kiki, Shakira, and Citron. Kiki, to me, of course, has the better matchup and a better spot. We've continuously been attacking Alyssa Smith all season since no matter what team she's been on, whether it was Dallas Wings or the Las Vegas Aces. I will go with Kiki Iriffen when it comes down to it. 9,400. She's been consistent is the only issue. 29, 28, 37, 36, 35. And of course, some of these games are without Shakira Austin, but consistent is all that she's been able to be. Hopefully the big ass knot that she got on her head in that last game versus Connecticut Sun doesn't affect her or bother her out here, and she can maybe go out here and get us another double-double. I do not mind going to Kiki as a potential play. She did have 37 fantasy points in the first game versus the Aces on the season, then 25 and then 23. Of course, Sykes was on the team at that time with them, so maybe we could see the consistency that she's been able to have and get around 30 fantasy points once again. Sonia Citron, this is a tough matchup for her. In my eyes, Jackie Young being draped all over you, I don't have interest in going to Citron myself, and she has not shown me that she's able to play in this matchup at all. The consistency of just getting me 30 fantasy points, I want more, especially when you're priced at 9K. I want more. I can go to Cloud and get the floor games that you're giving me right here at the 27, the 20, especially if there's not going to be a Sabrina Ionescu on today's slate. I need more than that from Sonya. Maybe they can get her to step up, especially if they're trying to snap their losing streak that they got right now. She did have 31 and 30 fantasy points and 15 fantasy points in the last game going up against them. She's been playing hella major minutes in all the games versus the Las Vegas Aces on the season. Of course, we've seen the minutes they've been fluctuating over the last couple games, but again, it depends on what is the Washington Mystics motivation. Are they trying to make the playoffs, or are they not? Do they not really care? Focus on player development. Those are some things that I don't have the answers to right now, but definitely something to pay attention to. Outside of that, of course, Alicia Clark going up against one of her former teams. She's going to be playing her minutes off the bench. No JC Sheldon. We do know that that's pretty secured right there for her. Definitely someone that you can look to as a potential GPP option now, because the consistency that we were seeing when she first got here is gone. It's flopped. It's not there, but definitely a player that is going to be playing over 15 minutes a night. I would have some interest, and I have to look there as a potential play. Outside of that, really, there's nothing else. Dolson, she's back, so that really cuts into the minutes that we were seeing for Emily Inkster. I think she needs to come down a ton, a lot more before we can actually truly go back to that direction. Jay Melbourne, GPP option right there. She's out there, but she's not really giving us too much. Shook Sutton, she's been pretty steady. Down game last time going up against Connecticut. We can see her bounce back here, a possibility, especially with her playmaking ways. And then Lucy Olsen, she would be the only other one that you probably want to look at, especially for the fact of JC Sheldon is still out, and that's really their backup guard that they have right there. Going on over to the last game of the night, the Connecticut Sun taking on Chicago Sky, and I'm shocked that this is a 158 total, a lower total over here for them, but it should be a good one. Definitely some fireworks. Marina Mabry going up against a former team once again, 9,300. She really has not given us that upside since she's been priced here at that, but what better game for her to actually be able to do it than going up against the Chicago Sky? Definitely don't mind looking at her as potential play. Tina Charles on the road. I really don't want to mess with that, especially if we get MVP Cardosa coming out here again, being able to block some shots and doing everything that she was able to do last time out. Tina, she's there, GPP pivot off of like the MME spin and stuff like that, but I don't see myself necessarily floating in that direction. Layla LeCan, she's out there. She's playing hella minutes. She's playing the minutes and playing and running the point over Bria Hartley, who is just completely slowly evaporating out of the rotation, the lineup and stuff. I don't mind her. She's pretty steady. If I have to choose between, am I going to play Sonia Citron to go out there and get me 25, 30 fantasy points, or will I play LeCan going up against Chicago Sky? I will take LeCan right there. That's the decision that I would make right there in that direction. Anisha Murrow going up against a girl, Angel Reese. This is going to be the fireworks that I actually am excited to see. Both former players going up against each other. I do like the upside, the position, the spot, all that good stuff. We do know that, you know, when she was going off versus them last time when she had the 28.75 fantasy points, she was like, girl, you're doing it because I ain't out there. You're doing it because I ain't out there. So it'll be interesting to see them play going up against each other. Long as Murrow is going to actually be able to be on the court, not get the minutes yo-yo, pull back and forth, or any of the other bull crap that they normally do with her, I do think the upside is definitely there for her to be able to have a decent day. Decent, not great. Understand she is still a GPP risk just simply because her minutes are not secure. They are not secure. Sanaya Rivers, she is really getting those minutes over Bria Hartley. She's been playing pretty well. Definitely one of those spots where she can be able to pop, be able to show her chops. 32 minutes last time versus them, 31.25 fantasy points. I like her as a GPP option, especially at that 7,400 price tag. I don't think too many people are going to land there in that direction. Livia Nelson-Nadota, she's there. Not bad. 24.25 fantasy minutes in 19 minutes versus them. Again, she's not Dominique Malonga. That's all I can say. I still stand firm on that 5'5" and above is not really something that I want to mess with for bench players. And that's just personally my perspective. The only one that I truly can say that I will ignore that for, and that's if I'm making a GPP lineup, would be Sanaya Rivers off of this team. I don't see myself doing that for Olivia Nelson-Nadota, especially when they have Aaliyah Edwards as well, who is cheaper, who is playing at least 15-ish minutes off the bench as well. That can go out there and give us some pretty good games. She only played 12 minutes in the game going up against Chicago Sky the last time, 4.75 fantasy points. But we know her usage, well, not her usage, but her upside is definitely much higher than that. And I do like her as a play to go to instead of going to Olivia Nelson-Nadota. On the flip side of things for Chicago Sky, what minute limit is 29 minutes? She had more minutes than what she had the last time. Now, granted, maybe they might have stretched the minutes because they were winning and because they were playing so well, but still, the minute limit thing is what took me off of Angel Reese last time. And it pissed me off to even see her be able to go out there and get the 40-piece, the double-double. I'm glad to see her playing again. Glad to see her playing amazing, even though she is going to sell my season-long stuff that I have for her double-doubles and stuff like that. But still, that's besides the point. Angel Reese, though, I talked about it when I talked about Murrow. Good spot, great position. I expect them to be going at each other. She's been showing that she's been pretty efficient since she's come back. 6 of 9 from the field, 9 of 13. Of course, can still rebound, playmaking again as well. I think that time off definitely did some good for her. It really did. So definitely Angel Reese 11-4 GPP option, especially because I don't know exactly what a minute limit is and what that means for the Chicago Sky, but I do like her as a potential play. Camila Cardosa, we've seen this time and time again. And I'm going to be very honest, where she'll go out there, she'll kill it, she'll have a great game, and then she'll come back and she'll just do nothing. We have all seen it where her usage, everything just is shit. The craziest thing to note is that 15 rebounds. That's high. And now if she can be that involved again, I would love it. 2, she only took 9 shots. Very efficient night. 8 of 19. 3, She was out here freaking playmaking like she was the damn point guard and stuff, just driving me crazy with everything that she was doing, looking like literally looking like Joker without taking a 3-point shot was what she was out there looking like. I don't mind her for GPPs. I really don't. I don't know if she's really going to be able to do that again. I think it is a risk going there, but it is Cardosa. We've seen it. She dropped 41.25 versus them already before. She can definitely go out here and do that again. That's what I'm going to say in regards to that. Everyone else over here, Elizabeth Williams, that price needs to continue to drop down. It needs to go down a lot more. I don't see myself going there. Rachel Banham, GPP, she can pop. This is one of her former teams that she played for. So she can pop, not gonna write her off. Everyone else, Uzan, Onion. I know Onion went out there and she played decent, 21 minutes, 15.5 fantasy points. I'm not gonna chase the Onion win. Haley Van Lith, Nurse, all that. I'm not chasing that or anything like that, or going to those plays right there. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you guys a really quick core that you guys could be able to use. Might be the same core that I put up onto the Patreon, so you guys might be getting some for free. All right, so looking at it, I would actually start out with Layla LeCan. Like I said, she has the safe floor of where she can go out there and get us 30 plus fantasy points when I look at it. Going up against Chicago Sky last time, she had 33.5 fantasy points. There's no telling she can go out here and repeat the scoring outburst that she did have. Granted, it was a more efficient game for her scoring wise. She hasn't been doing all that well, except for that game where she played going up against the Washington Mystics, the first one, 23 fantasy points, but it wasn't with the assist chops like what she had. So there's definitely some upside for her, and we do know Chicago does turn the ball over the most in the league as well, especially, like, no knock on my girl Angel, but with Angel Reese being out there as well, she has some pretty sloppy turnovers. And as you can see, she literally over the last several games, 2, 3, 4, 5 steals. Definitely one of those games where she could be able to do that again. Outside of that, Brittany Griner, I do like her, especially. I think that there's a sneaky suspicion. I think she can actually start, because technically you are going up against two opposing centers. Same thing like what the Atlanta Dream were running, the double big lineup. I don't think that they're going to have Nas out there trying to defend that by any means exactly. So I do think we should potentially see her. She could be pretty efficient like what she did going up against the Seattle Storm, where she had 19.25 fantasy points. If she can get me over 25, you know, maybe get close to touching this 36, that'll be amazing. That would truly be amazing to me. And I do like her for the upside that she can bring, especially because it's a possibility she could really start. Luckily, we will have that news since that is coming from the first game. And then last but not least, looking at it, you can mess with so many different ways and things, especially because going mid-tier with the way that I've started out this, Asia Wilson at 13.8, you could definitely slide that in there. You just got to figure out the value. You have the value coming from New York, especially if Sabrina misses, we'll be able to get one of those guards over there. Sabrina herself, if she does play, that's definitely a pay-up option that you can go to right there as well. And then, of course, like I said, if you fade Asia, who are you going to play over there from the Aces? Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, those are going to be the plays right there. You can take a swing on Angel Reese at that 11.4, which I'm going to go ahead and slide Angel Reese in here. Again, the narrative, all those things going up against one of her girls as well. And then we have seen opposing power forwards be able to cook going up against the Connecticut Sun anyway. I do like the upside for Angel Reese on today's slate. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys were able to get something from this right here. Again, this was longer just because I am not doing the breakdown. I'm going to go, got some stuff to do with the family today. So good luck to everybody. I will have the core posted up there onto the Patreon for you guys. And if you got any questions, talk to me down in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't done so already. Good luck to everybody. Enjoy week 0 of college football. Peace.